Or the Irish Cup semi-final against Crusaders. These are the sort of games that you want to be involved in, and the sort of games that you play to be involved in.
Yeah, it's a massive game. It's obviously the crunch end of the season, and it's the games you want to be playing in. And I think for us, obviously, how far we've came and what we've done, I think it's brilliant that we're obviously into the semis, but now we're going to try and get one further and hopefully get into the final with a good performance.
With the way the Irish Cup's been played this year, in such quick succession, does that help nearly in some ways? Because you sort of, we're at the semi-finals already. There hasn't been a chance to have a massive build-up type thing. You just go out and play the game type thing.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but it's obviously, we were talking about it on the way back in the car today with some of the lads. It's one of them games where obviously you can get into the semis. It can be a build-up for weeks, or it can be this and that and made up of everything. But because we had a big game on Saturday against Linfield, then we had a quick turnaround again for the day. So it was just get into training and then sort it out for the day and see how the boys are. Everybody's looking forward to it and stuff like that. But I just think, obviously, getting into the games at the end of the season, it's every game now is massive, and tomorrow night's no different. And I think for us and the fans and the whole club as a whole, it's a massive game, and it's one that we're buzzing for.
And you've played in plenty of Irish Cup semi-finals and a few finals as well. So you feel your kind of experience starting to come through, and occasions, I guess, maybe, trying to keep things normal or trying to, use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do every game now. Obviously, when you're younger, you get a lot more excited and a lot more, you just get a buzz more, and sometimes your nerves will kick in and stuff like that. But I think now, as the more you play and the more games that you've had, either semi-finals or finals, I think you get used to it a bit more. But obviously you can see some of the young lads who maybe hasn't been in so many finals, and you see what you used to be like, the buzz for them, and so you're trying to take a bit off them and for yourself. But I think all the lads are in great spirits getting into the game, and I think that's what I have to be just getting tomorrow, because it's a massive game. Obviously Crusaders have won it in the last couple of years and stuff. They're a good cup side as well, and I just hope that we perform on the night.
Yeah, one of the previous times they did win it, you were playing, involved in the goal, which is no surprise. Mark Dixon obviously got it. He needs no introduction to Alarm fans. What's your memories of that day in 2009?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Obviously, when I talk to people now, it was my first year being in the league. I was just new to the Irish League. I was a young kid and stuff like that. And everybody talks about the Irish Cup being the hardest thing to win. It's a nightmare. And for me, the first year, I was like, well, it's not that hard. It's easy enough. The first year I've done it. And from it, I haven't won it since. So I know people's talking about now. But for that day, it was amazing, just lifting the cup. And obviously, you've seen that at the Crusaders at the time, and seeing the fans and seeing everybody happy and all the players celebrating. And I just love to do that for the Larne fans, how good they've been and good they've been with me and with the team and stuff. I'd love to bring the cup back for them.
Yeah, the shoes on the other foot now. You're trying to deny Crusaders rather than win it for them. So, as you say, the final, it's going to have fans in it. You don't really need an extra incentive to get to an Irish Cup final, but there's maybe a little one there in terms of playing in front of fans, bringing fans to the game if you can get there.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Obviously, having fans back, it's a great buzz for all the players. I think I was on before saying about that with no fans, it's not great. It's dead eerie, the matches, and there's no real buzz. And sometimes if you score a goal, normally it's like a dead rubber. But for us, it was hard to try and get out of that. Obviously, playing games, you have to get up for it yourself. But with the incentive getting into the final, plus with the fans coming, and obviously with some of maybe your family coming as well, it's a great incentive for us, and it's something that we'll do our best to try and get into.
Yeah, we've already reached the only other cup final this season and won it, the County Shield. If we were being greedy, it'd be nice to get back to another one. And as you say, a different experience this time. Wouldn't be played behind closed doors, and yeah, it would be a different sort of night, different experience.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. Obviously, the county anthem was brilliant, and I was disappointed that there was no fans there, especially with the penalty shootout. You think of all the Larne fans that would have been there, us running down towards them at the end, it would have been just amazing scenes and stuff. But I think with a chance now, if we win tomorrow night, there's a chance that the fans could be there. And for us to do that for them would be brilliant. And I'm hoping that they get the chance to be at the cup final with us.
And we go into it in great form. Our post-split form has been brilliant all the way from home, and obviously winning at home in the Irish Cup as well. So we're probably a team that we want and need to have confidence, and we're bound to have that going into this game.
Yeah, obviously the last few games we've been brilliant. We've played the 3 Belfast teams away from home, and we've won every one of them, and we've been flying. We've been doing really well, but it's just one of them things. A cup game's just a one-off, and we'll have to keep reminding ourselves, listen, anything can happen, and that's just the way it goes. But for tomorrow night, we're going to have high confidence, and all we'll have to do is just try and perform, and hopefully the result comes out for us.
Yeah, is it all about performance? Is that what sort of Tiernan is saying in terms of trying to play the way we know we're capable of, and let the rest look after itself?
Yeah, I think that's all you can look forward to and try and do as a team, because you can go in and say, I think it's going to be this scoreline, or we want to do that. But listen, we'll just have to get the basics right first. We'll have to just perform ourselves individually and collectively. And I'm hoping that we'll just get into the final, because at the end of the day, I don't care how we win 1-0, 6-0, 2-1, 3. It's irrelevant, the scoreline, no matter what it is, as long as we get into the final, and then we're regrouped for that. So here's hoping.
Yeah. We've played Crusaders 5 times this season. I think we've won 3 and drawn 1 and lost 1. So our record's pretty good, as you say. Cup football is good football, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, we're capable. We're capable of winning this game against this side.
Yeah, I think on our day, everybody's seen over the course of the season, on our day, we're a match for anybody, and we can beat every. I think we have beat every team this year. But it was just our inconsistency this year during the league. At the top, at the start, everybody was talking about us winning the league. And then all of a sudden, for the next 10, 15 games, we were like nearly relegation form. But I think now we're just building it back up again. And I think we're doing really well. And like I says, the cup games are different from the league games. It's a one-off. Anything can happen. And I think there's no extra time or anything like that. It was straight to penalties. Mm-hmm. So there will be an edginess. And you have to understand that in some games and stuff with the cup games, but just for us, I just think we'll have to just try and perform, never mind about anything else. If we perform the best of our ability, with every chance of going through.
And Tiernan hasn't made any secret about it all season that European qualifications is what we're aiming for, and with the form in the league recently, I think it now brings the top 3, if not even the top 2, back into our own hands. So we're not exactly in last chance saloon. It's one option of maybe a couple of different ones that could be before us.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, before the season, you set your targets out, and whatever target was set for ourselves, obviously Europe was one of them, no matter what. And for us, I think the first stage is the cup here, because our next 2 games are the semi-final and final. So if we win that there, we're in Europe. But if we don't, then we're just going to have to dust ourselves off and go for the league, and then there's the Europa League. So there's three ways of getting into it. But to be honest, I would love just to do it for the Irish Cup final and just try and do it that way, because it's a great, like you said, see, when in the county anthem, it was amazing. There was no fans there, so it sort of killed the buzz a bit. Obviously, going back into the changing room, it was brilliant with all the lads, but there was a loss of like the buzz of the stadium being full or whatever, this and that, and cheering and stuff. So I'm just hoping now, with the fans coming back for the first time, there'll be a real buzz for it. And I think that's one that we'll be relishing for.
Just finally, on a personal note, I think Marshall Gillespie shared stats over the weekend about combined goals and assists, and you were second, just behind Shane Lavery, who's obviously had a fantastic season as well. So you're right up there in terms of the stats you've had, and even with we spell on the sidelines. So you must be really pleased with how things have gone this season.
Yeah, no, I'm really pleased. Obviously, this year we're seeing stuff like that, because you never really see stuff like that. And obviously, Marshall's a top man. He does all the stats, and it's brilliant to see. It's obviously bringing different fans in, looking and seeing what players are doing. And it's more my family that love it, because my sister and my brother and my dad and stuff, my mum, they're ringing me up going, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Mm-hmm. So they're loving that there as well. But on a personal note, since I've came to learn, it's been brilliant for me, and I've loved every minute of it. And I'm just hoping to continue that. And obviously 2 big games here, and I would love to try and think it off with another medal.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you, Marty.